joyfully scissor the list once a year. On Facebook, I cheerily announce, Great Defriending Eve is tomorrow. I am so excited. The sift and winnow ever so joyously occupies the next day. People who have stopped reaching out, people I don't remember, people who have straight pissed me off. It's a clearing out, like burning old love letters or updating your little black book. A few times a year, I definitively post, I am busily engaged in not giving a lavender scented shit about certain people today. If you think your name is on that list, it probably is. And leave folk to figure it out. But in the last 4 years, I've had to let go of people I used to love, people I heard close to my heart, people I let in my life because I figured out. I didn't want them anywhere near who I was. Not old lovers, that's easy. Old lovers only break your heart. You broke my faith in who you were. It is not the same thing. I disappeared you deliberately and destroyed any avenue back into my existence. The last years and this pandemic made sure I knew who loved me, not the, as it turns out, mistaken image of me. You feel angry and upset and betrayed. I don't care. Because there's one simple question none of you could answer. Where were you? Not a word when the streets exploded. I lived in agony, in terror. Death on every level was running rampant in every city and daring me to come out to play. Not a word when I rose and lay down and lived every single hour in tears and terror. Where were you? My heart was so twisted by Breonna Taylor that I couldn't breathe right. I had days when I woke up worrying that slavery was going to make a comeback. Days I walked stoop low, moving fast as I could because I felt I had a target painted onto my back. You called me friend and sister and saw people who looked like me being murdered and caged and actively told that our only right in this country was to suffer, that we should be damn glad of any attention at all. You saw what this country was doing to the ones who literally built and maintained this country. Where the hell were you? You were complaining about how the women and children you housed weren't grateful enough to you, about not understanding why I got so upset of photo ops you sent me with Melania Trump surrounded by Black and brown children and Black and brown orphans. You were condescendingly telling me how naive I was to believe that a Hispanic mother with 3 small children who had never before been in this country, who had never even seen an elevator, couldn't navigate her way around 2 major airports in strange cities. You said there would be lots of people who spoke Spanish, lots of space for the kids to play, pointing out that there were plenty of benches where they could rest for 16 hours. You were busy asking me about stupid trivia on Kamala Harris and curtains. I played civil, stayed civil, voiced low and reasoning. I ran interference and token patrol at the same time, so you could feel relevant and woke. I will own that bad. I did it for far longer than I should have. And when I got tired of that role, when I snapped, you got your feelings hurt. You were wounded by the fact that I was barely hanging on some days, and it was reflected in my voice and manner of address. I was isolated, breaking, bleeding out any belief I'd had or held in what this country was supposed to be. Haunted by the obscenity of people dying without being able to see loved ones, terrified that the people I loved would die without me being able to say goodbye, afraid I would die. And all you could focus on was how I wasn't the same. I wasn't consistent. I wasn't trying to be nice, be upbeat. What actually happened was I stopped being your available Negro. Right now, I am carrying so much anger that I am literally sick. My stomach in knots, ready to throw up, and that is on you and the ones like you who do not understand that I owe you nothing. I walk through this world so much differently than you do or ever will. I will not be bothered to explain to you, nor should I be. I've tried to explain it too many times before. Then you only listened long enough to respond, not feel or think, do I miss you? Sure. But you're fading like all the ghosts of my life. The ones who truly hold my heart stand round me strong enough so that I will heal. Stand round me strong enough, I will heal quite well, and very, very soon.